Hi, our guest today is a very accomplished author, distinguished scholar, and an acclaimed and widely published author. Her research focuses on the interaction between people and international issues, with emphasis on sustainability, emerging markets, gender, and organizations. She is a leading figure in some of the international academic bodies. She serves as Secretary General of the International Federation of Scholarly Association of Management, Vice President of Women in the Academy of International Business. She is the chair of the AIB Emerging Markets Special Interest Group. Her work bridges academic rigor and practical relevance through collaborations across Asia, Europe, and Latin America. She was recognized as the AACSB Influential Leader in 2024. We welcome Dr. Yingying Zhang Zhang, Professor of Management at the International University of Japan and Director of the IUJ Research Institute. Dr. Zhang, who is a co-guest editor of the Management and Labor Studies special issue, Future of Work Around the World, Implications for Human Resource Management, is here with us today to share her thoughts, expectations, and discuss the research possibilities of this special issue. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Yingying Zhang Zhang.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
We'd love to know about some of your recent work through which you have been addressing practical problems faced by organizations today.
Yeah, well, as you suggested, my research is quite diversified. I'm in the intersection between international business, strategy, innovation, and also the people aspect. So my research kind of intersection in this field covering, for instance, some of recent research project and publication related to people-centric innovation ecosystem. I'm recently also have been working quite a lot in the intersection between sustainability and digitalization, especially related to AI as well. And also, as you just suggested, social factors is one of the major important elements of sustainability beyond economic performance, and also besides the environmental ecological aspect. So I'm also very much concerned of gender issue, diversity, and that's all different aspects bringing into my portfolio of research. Well, I can't stand the talk, just continue talking, but I would like to share that this special issue that we are editing together with Professor Arvama and Fabian Frozen is very much focused on this aspect in sense, what's the future of the work and how that may happen or affect with the trending, change or paradigms that we are living in the society.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang, for letting us know about your wide and diverse work profile. Coming to this special issue, as this special issue focuses on the evolving nature of the workforce shaped by emergence of AI, technological advancement, globalization, and geopolitical tensions, what kind of research contribution do you see coming from non-weird countries like China, India, Brazil, Nigeria that fall outside the Western industrialized paradigm? And why do you think that, especially in the current scenario, should we focus on these context-specific research coming from these specific regions?
Thank you very much. Thank you for asking this very critical question. As we know, not only academia, I think in the society in general, most of international standard has been kind of set by a Western country because they have been leading the economic development for century years, and that's kind of contributed to and by the leading technology and the other factors, right? So in this sense, the publication in English journal in international reputed research area often have been dominated by this context. Which for good and for not so good. And with the recent year in the international business especially, there's a rising kind of power in terms of economics from emerging markets. And we can call it in general as a kind of no weird country. And in this case, regarding your question, this no weird country contest indeed potentially bring a lot of a contribution to academia research and also impact to society from conceptual, empirical, and also methodological perspective. Not only brings this diversity into, but also it urgently kind of brings the knowledge creation, new knowledge that's traditionally it's not so well known or have been kind until now understudied. So this brought our theoretical foundation of work on employment and also human resource management. As just suggested, much of our current work and knowledge has still shaped largely by Western assumptions about institutions, technology adoption, worker-employee relationship, and also organizational governance. So those could be kind of profound transformation happened already in emerging nowhere country, and also still going to be shaped by AI adoption, digital labor, and sustainability transitions. So that's very important, I think, to bring different alternative institution logic, rapid technology leapfrogging, and unique vulnerability and inequality situation happened in existing framework, as well as policy experimentation to inspire new global models.
Dr. Zhang, in this context, would you like to offer any specific message to scholars of non-weird countries who are looking forward to submitting papers for this special issue?
Yes, I really would like to convey the message to all of you, especially the scholars from no weird countries. Your context matter. Your empirical reality, institutional complexity, and social cultural analysis are not only just deviation from the norm, they are a valuable source for new theorization. And I really encourage scholars from this context and region to be bold in articulating indigenous concepts to challenge the existing predominant Western-centric assumption and to contribute framework to reflect the lived experience of your society. And the global academic community needs your voice, your data, and your theoretical imagination.
We often see that the impact of globalization and geopolitical shifts is not uniform across regions. There's heterogeneity in the kind of impact influence these global events have. So I would like to know what is the influence of organizational culture on innovation that helps establish a sustainable ecosystem, a sustainable workforce?
Thank you very much for this very important question again. As you just said, the world is not homogeneous, and especially in the international business context, there's a lot of national cultural difference, and the culture shapes the cognitive, relational, and structural conditions that enable innovation happen. And I would like to even challenge some of the former Nobel Prize economics winner that they say, hi, culture doesn't matter because institution is matter the most. Yes and no, because culture is also very important in formal institution, and culture may shapes how the formal institution, how it behaves, how it is constituted. So, and among the national culture and the organization culture, two as most important level of cultural study, both of them have very complex interplay. So in this case, culture in general, they promote psychological safety, cross-functional collaboration, and openness to experimentation, which tend to generate more sustainable forms of innovation. And conversely, culture also may root in the hierarchical risk aversion or short-termism, often which kind of inhibits learning and adaptability. Therefore, for our special issue of future of the work, the sustainable workforce may emerge with cultural support, continuous skill development, inclusive participation in decision making, responsible use of technology, and a long-term thinking about the environmental and social impact. Therefore, it's a very important factor variable. It's not just a soft variable, it's kind of strategic infrastructure for sustainable innovation.
The paradox of sustainability has been widely debated, discussed in the research network, and that we are living in a VUCA world that makes tomorrow, the future, unclear and uncertain. What do you think about green economies and AI driven transformation? Are they here to deepen the diversity between global south and global north or to bridge that divide? Dr. Zhang?
Yeah, it's a very critical issue. Indeed, in some recent forum and conference that we participate and organize, we organized a triple helix forum on sustainability and AI recently in March in our Tokyo office in IUJ. And also IFSAMS, we also have several document reports on this regard. Both dynamic are possible of whether deepen or reduce this divide, right? And green economies and AI can deepen this disparity when access to capital, digital infrastructure, high-skilled talents kind of become more uneven. This creates technology dependency and reinforce structural inequality. However, this also can bridge the divide when emerging economy leverage. If we can leverage these leapfrogging opportunities, frugal innovation, localized AI solution, or supportive industry and educational policy. So it's very much depends on many issues like governance, institution capability, and global cooperation. Indeed, in one of the recent chapter for Springer book we are finalizing, we really much focus see how sustainable innovation can make alignments on the sustainable paradox that we are facing.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. Going ahead, there's also debate about gender diversity in organizations and the need for female leaders to come forward. How do you see gender diversity influencing innovation and sustainable performance? And under what conditions might this gender diversity either hinder or accentuate operational efficiency?
Yeah, again, when we talk about the paradox, right? So gender diversity is one of these elements as well. Gender diversity enhances innovation by expanding cognitive variety, improving problem solving, and strengthening ethical decision making. There are a lot of research have been proving that. It contributes to sustainable performance by embedding social responsibility and long-term thinking into organization process. However, diversity may also hinder operational efficiency when inclusion mechanisms are weak. Decision-making structure remain hierarchical. Diversity is symbolic rather than really substantial. So those kind of geopolitical shifts, for instance, more rising nationalism, kind of anti-globalization sentiments and policy reversal in some powerful nations have kind of created this ambivalence procedure for DEI, right? So we are in this kind of paradox, increase some region also strengthen more commitment to DEI and while the other deprioritize it. So this is really making cross-national comparative research more important than ever in this aspect.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. Going ahead, do you think that the changing nature of work disproportionately impacts the vulnerable groups like women, people with disabilities, or migrant workers? What kind of future research can evolve from these questions related to the marginalized that have been bothering us for quite some time now?
Yes, women, migrant workers, people with disability, and other vulnerable groups are disproportionately affected by kind of algorithmic management, platform work, and automation. They face heightened risks of job insecurity, surveillance, and exclusion from high-skilled digital roles. Future research could and should we encourage to examine algorithmic bias and fairness, accessibility of digital work for disabled workers, intersectional vulnerability in AI-mediated workplaces, policy frameworks that protect precarious workers, voice mechanism for digitally marginalized group. So we need all this kind of research that not only diagnoses marginalization, but also propose actionable institutional solutions.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. How do you see, talking about our special issue, how do you see this special issue building on the growing global discourse on the future of HRM and workforce transformation? How do you see this special issue contributing to the wider discourse? What more, what new can this special issue add?
Yeah, indeed. When the co-editors and I, when we discuss about this special issue, we really would like this special extends the global discourse by integrating three different critical dimensions, both AI transformation, sustainability, and also institutional diversity. It moves beyond technological determinism and examines how human AI relations, green transitions, and also social political context jointly shapes the future of workplace and human resource management. It also foregrounds voices from nowhere regions, countries, contributing to a more inclusive and globally relevant understanding of workforce transformation.
And when we link this with the research goals of Management and Labor Studies Journal, how do you think this special issue will help us in achieving the research goals and creating a global impact as a journal emerging from Global South?
Yeah, we would like to position this special issue and act as a kind of intellectual catalyst. We expect they can consolidate emerging research streams, attract diverse scholars and interdisciplinary perspectives, set new research agenda for the future workplace, and increase visibility and citation impact, as well as strengthen the journal's global relevance by creating focused conversation, special issue. Hopefully will help the junior to lead and not just follow the academic debates.
Thank you, Dr. Zhang. With this, we may have come to an end of this interview, but certainly not to the end of research opportunities, workforce innovation, and a future of unlimited possibilities. Thank you so much, Dr. Zhang, for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, my pleasure. And I think we are making a meaningful job to this work in academia. Thanks very much for providing this opportunity.